Hi everybody, it's Martine from Answerwell. I just thought I'd do a quick video on how I use my Shungite stones. I've sold quite a lot over the last few weeks and I just wanted to let everybody know how to do it. This is what I do. First thing, when you order Shungite, if you're ordering it from anywhere, you need to make sure that it's authentic. And there's a test that you can do that tells you whether it's authentic or not. Because when I bought it about 4 years ago now, I bought quite a few pieces and they weren't authentic, so you do need to make sure. So this is a simple test. You've got an ordinary torch, okay, and it's switched so you can see the torch is on, yeah. And so what I do then is switch that off, disconnect it, put my finger in now and it's not lighting the torch. Here's the Shungite stone. And I'm going to put the Shungite stone on the connector so you can see. You see? And that lights the torch because it's alive energy. If it's fake, which looks exactly the same as this, it will not light your torch. So that's very, very important. All my Shungite comes from Russia and it's all authenticated and I get the certification for it as well. So I know that mine is actually the genuine Shungite. So that said, when you get it, it comes with a bit of dust, okay? So what you need to do is you need to just wash this off. So you just rinse it underneath your tap and you just keep cleaning it to get the residue dust off there, okay? So I've done some already, so I'm not going to waste your time with that. So, wash my hands, I'll order it. So you'd wash your pieces. Now your pieces, depending on how much water you drink, if you drink sort of 2.5 litres a day, you would order 250 grams. If you drink 5 litres a day, you'd order 500 grams and so forth. So normally they can either come in one big piece, which is what we saw like this, or two of those would make sort of up to 500 grams. Or they could come in smaller pieces like this. Because it's natural rock, there's no definite shape or size, so they come in different sizes. It cleans all the parasites, all the people's medications out of your water, and it's also healing. Just drinking your water on a daily basis, I would just say you only need to ever use these. I've been doing these now for 4 years and I said this is the only stones that I use. Washed my stones, I just placed them all in the bottom, like that. I mean, this is an 8 litre because I have 2 of these going all the time because I drink and I cook with it as well, and the food absolutely tastes divine. So once you put your stones in, I'm not putting them on because there's still some more there. So I would have in there 1,000 grams, okay, for the 10 litres. And then once you've done that, all you do is you switch your tap on and you just fill it up. You fill it up, let it come right to the top. And once it's filled, you then place it wherever you like. But what you need to do is you never close the top, okay? You do not close the top because you need the air to come through. So what I do, just bear me 1 second, I have just these little net things and I get them from the, just an ordinary like like what's it called, Wilks or something like that. And they're for these, I'm just going to show you. They're these that you put over your food to protect your food from flies and that sort of thing. And I just take the net off because they're only cheap, they're a couple of quid. So I take the net off those and then I use that then to place over, I'm going to turn it off because you would fill it to the top, okay? And then you just lift it out. I've got quite a deep sink, so if you haven't got a deep sink, you could just use an ordinary water jug and fill it up like that. So once it's filled to the top, I leave that open and then I just place one of these over the top and leave it. Now, I have a fantastic little tap and then all that does then is you just drink your water and take your water as and when you please. And also recommended if you are wanting to go out and you think, well, what about my Shungite water? Buy a little Voss bottle because of the glass. And you would never, ever, ever put your Shungite water, or sorry, stones in a plastic container or a plastic bottle afterwards. Plastic contains lead and that's going into your system. So always use a bottle of glass bottle. These are great and handy. They fit in your bag or in your sort of car, and you can just take that on the go. So that's my little video for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and you can buy them from www.answerwell.com, and I'll put a link under this video. Thanks for watching. Speak to you later. Bye bye. Hello there. So I've done my video on how I use Shungite. So I thought what I'd do now is I would actually give you a little bit more of an insight about Shungite, because what is it? What is this magical stone that's actually creating this bit of a stir, and why people are sort of really beginning to embrace it and get some benefits from it. And the stone has been documented to have a high oxidative reductive capacity. So Shungite water has a powerful antioxidant properties in it. So, you know, what can that do? Anti-aging. Definitely anti-aging. I mean, I've noticed, you know, my skin is just so bright and so clear. I used to have what we call pigmentation marks on my cheeks, and they were really sort of growing into huge big patches. And over the years, I spent hundreds and hundreds of pounds, probably thousands, on these remedies and skin scrubs, and even, you know, eating certain foods, and it never seemed to go. And basically, as you get older, they get worse. So as I've got older and started drinking Shungite water, guess what? They've disappeared. So to me, it's what's been put into my body and how it's going to react within my cells to create the outer glow that we're all looking for. So, and to be honest with you, I'm really being honest, I very rarely wear makeup. And today I've not got any makeup on. I've got a bit of lipstick and a little bit of, you know, blusher or something to redden my cheeks. But when I'm talking about makeup, it's foundation, you know, to hide my blemishes, because I was always wanting to cover up my blemishes on my skin. So I would always wear foundation. And to be honest, when I do put foundation on now on the odd occasion, I don't like my look. I think I look better without it. You tell me, but I think I look better without it. I prefer it. And so yeah, so you don't have to wear as much makeup once you start drinking Shungite water, which is an added bonus, because think of the money that you're saving. Just wanted to give you a little tip on that. It kind of, you don't really need it. Your skin looks glowing all the time. Often people are saying to me, gosh, you look, what you've been doing, you look, you know, really well. And I can see it, you know, and I look in the mirror, I think, actually, yeah, my face looks quite clear today. And every day it gets clearer and clearer and clearer. I mean, I was naturally born with freckles, but the thing is, my freckles disappeared. You know, they disappeared when these brown spots came. So it was just like these big patches of awful looking patches on my skin, which I didn't like. So yeah, so I'm happy about that. What else does it do? It, apart from cleaning the water, I use it to spray on my face to cleanse. So I have some coconut oil and I spray my face and I cleanse it with that. I use it as a mouthwash as well. And the whole family drink it. So I use it to cook with and everything, which I said in the video. So what else do you need to do with these Shungite stones? So you really need to be changing them every 6 months. And also every month you need to be putting them out into the sunshine, or if it's winter, like we're going into the winter now, I would be putting them outside on the windowsill when it's a full moon, because they need recharging once a month. So if you can do that, then your stones will give you that full energy and energetic power that exists within them, and charges and cleans your water how it's meant to. You will get some air bubbles in this water once you started preparing it, which I forgot to mention in the video. So that is normal. So you do see these air bubbles. You can drink the water after about 4 to 8 hours, but I leave mine for 48 hours because I want it to produce the healing properties, which it does. The longer you leave the stones in the water, it sort of does this transformation, and it is healing properties. So, you know, I remember cutting my finger with a knife in the kitchen, and oh gosh, it was pouring with blood. So I put some Shungite water on it, and the blood just disappeared, and it was just, oh, where has it gone?
And then I've forgotten about it because it had disappeared. And when I went to wash my hands later on with normal tap water, it started to sting and all the blood started coming again. But as soon as I put it back under the Shungite water, it disappeared. It's odd, strange. But I'm not saying go and cut your finger, but if you try that, and if you do cut your finger, just use some Shungite water and you'll see unbelievable, miraculous things that happen. So the other thing I wanted to mention is when you've got your Shungite water, what do you want to do? You want to drink it. So, and like I did the very first time I had my Shungite water, I drank it and I forgot that it took 48 hours-ish to clean and heal. So I'd run out of water. So just remember that if you're going to do your Shungite water, I would have 2 of the kilners, and then have 1 cleaning and have 1 that you can drink. And then you just keep alternating them. As soon as you've drank 1, fill it up, then you can drink the other 1. And the cloths I put on, I use the muslin net for the darker, like just an ordinary muslin net, which is a bit thicker than the net that I showed you that I put over food and I take off, and use the little mesh net for that. So I have 2. So the water that's being cleaned, I use like a thick muslin that goes over it, and the water that's to be drank, I use the muslin that I've shown you on the video, so you can, make sure that you don't drink the wrong one. Okay, and so yeah, that's it. So, and also drink Elite Shungite water, which I had a little pack in my hand. If you notice in the video, there's a little pack of Shungite stones in the video, and those are the Elite. Now, I don't have those all the time, if I'm being totally honest, because I don't really think you need them, but I do think perhaps maybe at Christmas time, or I do think maybe sort of the winter time, if you want to give yourself an extra boost, you could use those. They're a little bit more expensive, but what's money when it comes to your health? So yeah, you can use the smaller Shungite stones Elite for cleaning your water as well, and you don't need to use as many, obviously, and I do sell those, but if you want those, they're not on my website at the moment, but if you just give me a call or message me, and I can get you some prices on those. I do have some in stock right now actually as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoy your Shungite water like I do. I can't live without it, and I'm so happy that I found it, and I'm hoping you're going to enjoy it as well. And it's fantastic for the children. My grandson, when he goes to nursery, or when he's in big school now, he comes home, if there's bugs going around all the time, as you know, when children play with children, if he gets it, 24 hours, and then it's disappeared, it doesn't last very long, because his body, he's had that since, well, he's 4 now, so he's been having it since he could drink water. So he's had that in his daily life, and his face, his skin, he very rarely gets any ailments, and he is just flourishing. So it's fantastic for your children as well. And the other thing is, if they don't like water, they'll love Shungite, because it's got a completely different taste. It tastes more like smooth and like a velvet. I've become a connoisseur on water, I think. Anyway, enjoy yourselves. If you've got any questions, please contact me and I'll be happy to answer. Again, if you can buy them on my website at www.answerwell.com. Thank you. Speak to you all soon. Bye for now.